YouTube, what's going on? Dude, Heat Ledger back out with a brand new video. Today, I want to go over something a little bit interesting, something we haven't really talked about too much on the channel lately, and it's regarding kind of that whole hype around sneakers. Now, I'm going to go through a couple kicks in a second, but I did want to say, since I started collecting back in 2005, the game has changed a lot. You know, gone are the days that people used to buy shoes, myself included, that we bought because we liked. There was no rarity attached to it. There was no hype attached to it. It was just a shoe that we saw. It could have been at the outlet. It could have been at a Foot Locker. It could have been, you know, a used pair of runners from a brand that nobody heard about. We just liked the look of it and we wore it. And, you know, now things have changed dramatically. I'm not saying for the worse, but I am saying that people collect sneakers for different reasons. Now that there is a huge reseller market, now that we understand the rarity of shoes, and now that there's a ton of hype behind a lot of releases, which adds to that desire. Now, I'd be lying to you if I told you that, you know, I didn't purchase some of the shoes because I knew that they were rare or I knew that they were, you know, super hype. I fell into some of that. And I want to say that my collection is a bit of a mix of both. But with apps like StockX, you can see how much shoes are worth, and at that point you can say, oh, you know what? Am I gonna sell it? Am I gonna keep it? Am I gonna use it for trade bait? That's just the nature of the sneaker game right now. Now, I did want to say before I get into the actual collection, I am Canadian. I did want to let you guys know, because a lot of my viewers are Canadian, StockX is coming to Canada, you know, and this is something that benefits a lot of people, especially if you're Canadian, especially if you're someone that bought off StockX or even sold off StockX. What you usually got hit with were some of those fees. Now, I don't want to go on too long, but for me, when I was typically trying to buy a shoe, I'd see how much it's worth on StockX. I'd usually try to buy it, and then I realized, you know what, I'm not paying those import fees, I'm not paying all the additional fees that come with it. And I'd use that number or how much it's worth and then try to find it locally. But obviously there's issues with that. You don't know if it's authentic, etc., etc. So with StockX coming to Canada, I just always like to use this as an outlet and let people know there will be fewer fees for sellers and for buyers. So this will allow people to attain those shoes that they've been looking for, and also be able to get rid of shoes without getting hit with additional fees, import fees, etc., etc. I'm gonna try and get a bit more information around this so that I can provide that to you, but always want to use this as a platform and an outlet for information, especially from a Canadian sneakerhead perspective. If you guys got any questions about any of that, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll look into it. Would love to talk about it in the comments. Do you guys buy on StockX? What platform do you use to buy your sneakers? Would love to hear in the comments down below. All right, so let's just get into the actual video itself. I basically wanted to outline some of the sneakers in my collection that are worth over $1,000. Now, this is not how much they were retail. This is how much they crept up to this point in time, which is kind of insane. There's some shoes that I have here, and I'm going to show you one at the very end that I really liked, I really want to wear, and then once I saw it kind of shoot up in price, I'm like, there's no way I could justify where I could make the justification of wearing that kind of shoe when it's worth so much money. So without further ado, let's get into the video with sneaker number one. This one just barely made the list. It actually just barely didn't make the list. Right now it's going for just over $900. This is the Jordan 6 Travis Scott. This shoe, to me, is super, super nice. Let's just see if we can focus in here. The quality of the suede is really, really good. When these first came out, people weren't really feeling them as much. I'm a big Jordan 6 fan, so for me, this was like a really, really cool shoe. I love the color. The yellow ones that we've been seeing around on Instagram and stuff, I prefer those. I kind of wish those were the first ones that came out, because I love like the color yellow, but this kind of like army green is really nice. I love the pocket feature. This is the Jordan 6 Travis Scott with that glow in the dark outsole. Super, super nice. All right, the next shoe I want to show you guys is the Jordan 5 Off-White. I got these for retail. I have not worn them yet. It's a shoe that I'm not 100% sure I'm going to wear. I'm not gonna lie to you. This would be an instance of a shoe that I didn't love and I still don't love. That's why I haven't worn it. It's going for around $1,200 right now in my size. So for me to wear a shoe that I'm like not super sold on, that I don't love that much, and is going for that much of a price, it's tough for me to wear right away. So I'm kind of leaving these. I might use these as a trade bait situation. You know, I might warm up to them. There's shoes in my collection that I looked at over a long period of time, and I said, you know what? I really like those now. So, I mean, a lot of people actually really like these. You could do that kind of customization piece where you actually cut this little circle out. But these were, to me, super hyped. And not necessarily, if these weren't hyped, I can put it this way, if these weren't super hyped and I just saw them, this goes for a lot of shoes, I wouldn't really look twice at these. I'm just still getting used to this whole kind of mesh upper that they used on this. Very unique, but to me, probably one that I'm just gonna keep dead stock and maybe use as trade bait down the line. The Air Jordan 5 Off-White. All right, the next shoe I got is from 2016. I cannot believe how much these are going for. Going for over $1,200, at least in my size, a size 11. I got these for retail. I don't pay resale for my shoes. I try not to, at least. I will get into a video there where I have paid resale on like 1 or 2 pairs, but this shoe I managed to get for retail at a retail store here in Canada that I believe is now defunct. It doesn't exist anymore, but I did win these as a raffle. I do have a video on them. I was on my way to Chicago. My dad actually scooped these up for me. It was huge. I remember when I won these with JD in the car, we were just like so ecstatic because I wanted these so bad. I've worn these so much. This is a shoe that, even though I knew they were, like, if I knew they were gonna be worth this much, I still would have worn them. This is a shoe I'm gonna have in my collection probably forever, as long as I can, until they just completely fall apart. This is just a shoe that, like, you're never ever going to, you know, trend or whatever. Once that all kind of dies, and once, you know, sneakerheads move on to something else or whatever happens in this whole sneaker thing, you're still gonna have this shoe. This is still one shoe you're just never gonna get rid of. The Jordan 1 Band from 2016. All right, so my comment a little earlier about never paying resale, I was definitely lying, bold-faced lying. I paid resale on these. This is the Jordan 1 Chicago. I paid about $600 for these, and they were worn a couple times, but still got them for a great price. Thank you if you are watching this. You know who you are. You hooked me up, and I've been wearing these like non-stop, and then seeing the price go to where they're at now, which is something like, I want to say it's like $1,800 for these in my size, going for like over $2 grand for like those smaller sizes, 9.5s and stuff, is insane to me. To me, this is a shoe, again, just like the Bands, you're gonna have in your collection forever, but it's just crazy how a shoe that I think, let's be honest, this shoe wasn't made with like super premium materials. This side panel is like super like really not thin leather, but this is not high quality leather. So when you start thinking about shoes that are in that $1,000, $1,800 price range, you're kind of expecting that sort of quality. I'll be honest with you guys, I love Jordans. This was just not there. This did not hit the mark in terms of quality. So hopefully, you know, down the line they're gonna remaster these and put these with like super nice leather and stuff like that. But this 2015 version that came out, the leather quality was not good at all. So it is what it is. They look fire on feet. Jordan 1 Chicago. Next shoe in my collection, shout outs to Nike Canada. I got this shoe seeded to me when these released in what, 2016, 2017, or remastered 2016, 2017, excuse me. And wow, what a come up at that point. When I got them, I was like, incredible, wore them out right away and been wearing them ever since. Never a shoe that I could get rid of. This just is a reminder of kind of my whole sneaker journey and what things can come of it. And at the time when these came out, these were worth like, I don't know, $400 or $500, and they're going for like $1,900 now in my size, which is insane. I'm still gonna wear them. I'm still gonna beat them. I'm still gonna do whatever. I kept them in really good shape, but yeah, just such a sick shoe. I'm not a huge Air Max guy. A lot of people are. A lot of people got into Air Maxes way before I got into sneakers. And I can just say that, like, this is one of the few Air Maxes in my collection. I'm just happy to have it and happy for it to be that Air Max 1 representation. It's the Air Max 1 Atmos from 2017. All right, the next 3 kicks I'm about to show you are for like the super hype beasts. These are shoes that right off the bat were quote unquote worth a lot. I got really lucky with this shoe. I got 2 pairs, 1 pair at retail and another pair for like $300 over. So this is the pair I wear all the time. They're beat. They're pretty destroyed, but like just looks so good with the pink lacing. And this is the dead stock pair. Again, you guys already know what these are. The Air Jordan 1 Travis Scott. I mean, isn't too much to say about them. They're just, they really changed the whole sneaker game. The butter suede on it is insane. It's just a shoe that, like, to me, once I saw these, I was like, I don't know another shoe that really did something this crazy with that whole backward swoosh. I mean, the whole off-white thing was, you know, always kind of popping off at the same time, but like everything from like that sail, like midsole, to like the backward swoosh, to brown on a shoe. I mean, to me, I would have never really considered wearing a shoe that's brown. That's just me. I'm sure other people have different opinions, but yeah, it's what he did for this shoe, and then what he was able to do to make this shoe as crazy and hype as it was amazing. So, you know, gotta give it up. This shoe is going for like $2,200 in my size, which is crazy. I think these like went up a ton last summer and then went back down, and they're going back up. So, I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm happy to have two pair, one to really beat, and then one, you know, to keep as trade bait or whatever I gotta do. But Travis Scott, AJ1, let me know if you guys have these in the comments down below. All right, this shoe is another one you look at and you're just like, based on the price, I just cannot justify wearing them. And that's just me. I'm just a regular guy. I'm just like you, but there's other people out there that maybe this is part of their lifestyle. Maybe this is something they could wear. Got these for retail again, and what can I say? These are going for like 20 in my size, 2,600, which is insane. Now I understand if you're getting the shoe, let's see if we can get it without crazy light. If you're getting the shoe for retail, I can see people justifying the whole spend and saying, you know what, this might be worth it for me. Personally, if you're gonna spend that much on shoes, you know, hopefully you have all your other priorities straight. I mean, it's just one of those things where, to me, I couldn't see myself spending that much money for a pair of shoes, especially when you know the quality on the shoe is meant to be something that's worth $200 retail or $250 retail or whatever. That's how much the retail should have been, not not $2,600. You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion. Everyone has a different opinion, but yeah, the Jordan 1 UNC off-white, just such a nice shoe. Crazy, going for around $2,600 in this size. All right, and the final shoe I have here is, it's one of those shoes that if you have this and you wear it, shout outs to you. I think that's incredible. I think that means that, you know, you're either a baller or you don't care that much about the price of shoes. For those people that had them, that people were reselling these right when they came out for like $1,000 Canadian. If you did that, you're probably kicking yourself right now. This shoe in my size is worth over $6,000. That's the last sale. I'm gonna put it up on the screen just like I did the other ones. This is one shoe where you're just like this changed the whole sneaker obsession, the whole sneaker collecting thing. You know, it really did. It's insane what people are willing to pay, because those prices on StockX are prices that people have actually bought the shoe at. Like, those are actual sale prices. So to think that you could just put a shoe on that, and I got these at retail, keep that in mind, you could put a shoe up on a platform that you bought for, what did I pay for these? The receipts in that, let's see. You see that? There it is. $288.15. I paid $288.15 for the shoe. And now they go for over $6,000. Again, a shoe that if you have still dead stock, how could I possibly just lace these up and go walking outside? Literally every step I'm taking is probably like $500. 500, one more crease, another 500. You know, one scuff, that's $1,000. Like, you know what I mean? It's very hard for me to justify wearing these, and that's the whole sneaker game. Like, things have changed. If this shoe back in the day, like back when I started collecting, if this shoe you know, when there was no hype, they would have just been around retail and everyone would have worn it and enjoyed it and beaten it up and on to the next one. Now it's like this whole, like, I'm not about like collecting shoes and not wearing. I love wearing shoes. If you guys watch the channel, you know that, and I'm sure you guys are the same way. It's just when you get to this kind of price, it's like, how can you possibly justify wearing something that is worth $6,000 that, keep in mind, was not made with $6,000 worth of materials, and now you've chosen to put it on your feet and walk around? And I think most people that would even see you wearing these would just assume, oh, they're fake. Oh, those are fake. I get, like, you walk around with these, someone's gonna come up to you and be like, oh, those are fake. And you'd be like, no, like, I got the receipt, it's in my bag. No, doesn't matter. So I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, what's the point? What's the point of wearing these at this point? I'll just keep them as a grail trophy and just kind of show them off and see what comes of it. But the prices just keep going up. Jordan 1, Off-White, Chicago. All right, YouTube, that's it. The top shoes in my collection, worth over $1,000. Now, I have a sneaker setup. I want to show you guys a sneak peek at that. If you want to see a sneaker setup video, please let me know in the comments down below. Please let me know if you have any of these shoes that I showed. Let me know your comments and your opinion on the whole sneaker game now. I gotta put these away. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Dude, Heat signing out. Peace.